First of all, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Irene Lewis-McCormick, and I live in Des Moines, Iowa. I'm going to pause for a moment. Most people are like, where's that? I teach at Drake University. Are you familiar with that university? Okay. And I teach and train, and I write books, and I am a course instructor for a variety of different companies. I'm the education lead at Octane Fitness. Do you know that elliptical trainer? And we have a brand new product called the Zero Runner. We have really awesome small group training education that goes along with that equipment. And I developed that. This is my book that just was published in October, and it's actually available at the Human Kinetics booth. It's also available at the Healthy Living booth. And it's the high intensity interval training, the HIIT advantage for women. And the premise of the workout that we're going to do right now is based on workouts that are found in this book. So if you are, there's a video that goes along with it, DVD, whatever, that will be released, I think within the week, is what Michelle from Human Kinetics told me. But I just want to let you know that this workout is really good because it is very easily progressed. So we're going to start with a warm-up, and I'm going to, for specificity purposes, take you directly into the format. So I'm not going to do a separate warm-up and then start doing the protocols. We're going to just use the protocols right away. And if you want to replicate this workout, I would recommend that you do the same thing. Now, there are built-in intervals in between each one of the work bouts. So the work bout, the first one is 40 seconds. And then the recovery is half that time, so it's 20. Then the next work bout is 30 seconds, and the recovery time is half that, and the next work bout is 40, 30, 20. Pardon me, I might have misspoke. And then the work bout is half that time. So it's a 2-to-1 ratio. At the beginning of the workout, people don't necessarily need the recovery, but towards the end, they do. And I utilize this format all the time with my suspension training groups. I'm a TRX master trainer, and I use this particular format with the music that I'm going to share with you right now in that modality. It works brilliantly because you have time in between each exercise to set up the next exercise so people know exactly what the expectations are. And the music is easy to cue, so I don't have to sit there and stare at a stopwatch. And then people can make choices based on their fitness level, skill level, you know, what should be stable, what should be mobile, etc. So the first movement is usually going to generally be a regression of what the next two are. So people have automatic on-ramps and off-ramps. If they want a little bit more, they can take it there. If they want to stay with this move and not do the jumping part because it doesn't work for their knees or hips or feet, they can do that. So it regresses and progresses really naturally, and that's why I really like to teach this. So, you want to try it? Yeah, I'd love to share it with you. So we're going to warm up, and like I said, there are intervals that we're going to go right into. So initially you're not going to be fatigued, so you're not going to need the breaks, but I'm just going to do active range of motion during those breaks, and then we'll move right into the next movement. The exercises that I'm going to teach you are very simple. They're not highly choreographed. They're basic. I just follow planes of motion. So if I'm going to do a frontal plane move, I'm just going to stay in the frontal plane for that whole minute. If I'm going to do a transverse plane move, I'm going to try to stay in that plane of motion for the whole minute. And that's basically the exercise design. It really is very, it makes a lot of sense. I noticed that I have 40 gliding discs up here. And I want to try to utilize not only cardiovascular upright body weight movements three-dimensionally, but I'm going to show you some stuff that happens on the floor too. So if you have any orthopedic issues or limitations with blood pressure or anything, just be aware of the fact that we're going to be up and down, and just, you're in charge of you. Everybody over 18 in here? Okay, then you're good, right? Sign the waivers? All right. Let me take this off. See what I've got here. I'm all wired. All right, so I'm using music it's pre-formatted. It's called Tabata Boot Camp number 7. And you know, the music in fitness, by the way, it all sounds the same. You do not have to stay to the 32 count phrase, but you might find that I tend to. Okay, let's start at the very beginning. So to begin, I'll push the start play button. You guys are way too far away. You're scaring me. Yeah, thank you. You people in the back, you don't know this, but I'm going to get off this stage and I'm going back there. So you'll be in the front. So if you're trying to hide, Any people in the front? Yeah. I didn't mention this, but I want to. I am a Rika Fit Pro ambassador. So I represent this company, Rika, and the shoes are only for women. Sorry, boys, boo-hoo. But if you win the shoes, because somebody's going to win a free pair of shoes today, yeah? So if I ask you for something, you know, whatever that might be with respect to movement or whatever, you got to give it to me, okay? We're going to start with a tall stance. Your arms are going to be moving by your sides, and we're in the sagittal plane. So just lift those knees up. Make sure the elbows flex right by your side. When people march, they do this, don't they? Like they're trying to catch the baton, right? Don't let them. So let's just do a standing knee to chest movement pattern right now, just to kind of get more range of motion through the hip. The neck, you'll hear the bell ring, the whistle blow, and you can either stay with the march or you can take it into a little bit of a jog. It's up to you. This is the 20-second break. Here's the 30-second interval. So here's what I'm looking for. A knee lift, a tall posture, find your plank, move your arms through the sagittal plane. Now we're just warming up. So don't press yourself, only do what's right for your body. And as we move into some of the more intense work, you always have the regressions that I'm teaching first. So you have a choice. Okay, so here's a big range of motion. Just alternating legs. Lift that knee, extend the knee, bring it down. If you lose your balance, that's okay, just find it again. Now it's a high knee sprint, and I mean fast. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, the arms create 20% of the power, so make sure you use them. Stabilize that core. Make sure we don't have anything like this going on. Check your people. Stay with it. Faster, more. Are you getting warmer? Anaerobic response? Yeah. Let's move into the frontal plane. Okay, when you step touch, I know you'll do this. Be sure to cue this. No dirty diaper step touches. What's a dirty diaper step touch? Watch me. That's a dirty diaper step touch. See it? It's lazy. You gotta adduct. So get low, get athletic, bring your feet across your midline. Little bit of a hinge in the hip, chest is open and broad, arms are in athletic ready. That's it. We will be moving laterally. You are on carpet, so be careful, okay? It's not the best surface. Let's take it into an active range of motion. Check to make sure your heels are on the same painted white line. Maximal hinge, control the rotation, let the arms move free. Now this is going to be a little bit of a hop. If you don't want the impact, stay with this, because this works great. You can do a little bit of this, and then as soon as it doesn't feel right for you, you're back here again. So you can always change the intensity. I'm not really sure what happened there. My interval changed on me. Let's just go ahead and work with it. This is the last one. This is in the transverse plane. Sorry about that glitch. This is a twist. It's real low key and lower impact. If you want more stability, just open up your feet so you have a bigger base of support. This is the 40-second interval. I don't know what happened to my music there, but it shorted me. Yeah. So now we're just going to do active range of motion in the transverse plane. So these are our warm-up moves. Yeah. Now the next movement is a twist also, but you're going to have feet closer together so you have a smaller base of support. And I want a little more stability in the upper body. See how I'm anchoring my scapula with my hands? So push your heels together. And it's interesting because you'll find that people have a hard time with this move. They do this, but I want this. Okay? hands so you can create that anchor in the upper posterior core. That's why I want you to do that. Okay, here's that range of motion again. Try to rotate that. Now the last twist, go ahead and stand with your feet fixed and rotate the upper body. Faster, pull, pull, pull. The fastest corkscrew ever. Pull, pull, hands to shoulders. Engage. Make sure you push your heels of your hands together so I know that you're engaging that upper back. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Are you warmed up? Now we're ready. All right. This is the knee lift. Remember the jog? We're going to take it there. Jog.
Work hard.
Very basic. Very simple. And if you need or want to take this to a march, you absolutely can. But I'd really like to push you closer to a threshold of intensity. It's not hard, but it should feel doable but challenging right now. That's it. Sagittal plane movement, yes. Stay with it. Elbows pull back past your hips. Yeah. Okay, just the knee lift. So you won't start kneading. Now this is going to be a squat. So down, up, run, 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 run. Down, up, run, 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 run. 4, 3, 2, go. You don't have to work at the same pace as the person next to you. You can go slower or faster. You don't have to stay with them. But the expectation is not a super deep squat. Down, power up. Boom, 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 boom. Down, power up. So it's a multi-skill, but it's in the sagittal plane. And now you recover. So people have built-in recovery. Just the jump squat. Bring your elbows to the tops of your thighs. Here's how you start. Drive the elbows back to get more vertical height. If you need to rest or take a break, use this holding pattern right here. And then join in as soon as you're ready. Stay with it. Keep driving up. Land soft. Toe ball heel. Nice. Frontal plane. Remember that step touch? This is the regression. Hinge. Open. You know how people get here? I want here. Remember that hop? So specifically, I'm looking for you to hop, and then you get some momentum. So you get to kind of tap it, which is easier. Because when I ask you to stick it, because of acceleration and deceleration, it's harder. Changes the intensity level. Remember, I need you for the entire game, not just the first quarter. So I try to help my people with pacing. Sometimes they come out the gates way too overzealous. Not you, but them. Now, you're gonna stick it. So same move, just try not to let that inside leg tap. And then you've got to accelerate off that outside leg. You'll need to use that inside leg, you'll see. So you're gonna go here, 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 here. So it's slightly harder because you have a unilateral movement. Yeah, that's it. Now there will be a component of vertical here. Try to take advantage of high-low, high-low. Stick it, then drive it. Remember arms, sagittal plane. Even though you're moving in the frontal plane. Yeah. Now it's speed-based. So active recovery. Same move. You don't touch the floor, but there's a hinge, and you can shoot that leg behind you. Here we go. Take control of your breath. Take control of the breath. Try not to tap the floor if you don't have to. Challenge yourself with that. Yeah. Stay with it. Awesome. Okay, this is a Jacke sequence. Fingertips are gonna start in front, feet together. It's just open, close. But it's very specific. Feet together, fingertips together. Boom.
Work hard.
Now there's a tempo here, but you don't have to do it. I do want your arms though, like Jesus on the cross. Okay? So they'll tend to, see that? That's a compensation. Stabilize that upper posterior core. It's why a lot of people are here, because they're not asked to be stable here. And that's what we do. Fingertips together. Sometimes people clap. Nice. Awesome. Sometimes people need a little passive recovery here. Sometimes they're great with active. So that same move, but I want you to sit into that squat and then come back out of it vertically. We'll start here. Boom, boom, two, boom, boom, boom. Power in. One, 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 one. Make sure those heels come all the way down and you lower that tailbone, but keep your eyes up. Spinal extension, always find that plank. Yes, boom, boom. Notice there's a vertical component to this, yes? Yeah. Work through those bells. Keep the vertical component out. Stay below that imaginary ceiling. It's a little bit more challenging because there's more tut in that lower body. Time under tension. Shorten the lever if it bothers your shoulder. Get low. Get low. Stay with it. Keep driving. Perfect. Awesome. Pretty good, huh? Right leg. Step back into a runner's lunge. Fingertips on the floor. Come up, tap, and go. Now this works really nicely too with a gliding disc underneath that foot. So you can slide back, okay? Make sure you've got spinal extension from the ear to the hip. When you come down, you don't want to load into the fingertips, and that foot is really light. Try to get extension in your back knee. It's a little bit easier and reflective of some soft tissue range of motion issues when that back knee bends. Just try to get it straight. Same move, same leg. Lift the knee up. So you're gonna perform, this is called a liberty. So you just bring your knee and foot up. Boom, boom. So this is a hinge, both at the knee and the hip. Strategies to get through this. Sometimes this creates too much intensity for people. Two options: slow down or hold the lunge, the active movement at the bottom. Same leg. Take it easy if it starts to fatigue. Because remember, we want integrity in the movements. I don't care if they get tired. I care if they can fake it. Pretend like you're not. All these pictures should be photo ready. Ready to add a hop? Let's start. Boom. Same leg, we didn't switch. Yeah. That's it. Drive that knee up. Drive that knee up. Try to stay really clean with it. It's a vertical lift. Eyes are up and the body is straight up. That's it. Now are you ready to switch legs? Let's not yet though. Let's use that same leg, okay? It was my right, so it was probably your left. Step into a frontal plane lunge. Tap. This is the same move, but it's in a different plane of motion. How easy is that? It also creates a lot more intensity because I'm not letting you rest, really. Okay, on the frontal plane lunge, a lot of people have a hard time with this move because they want to bend this knee. Try to avoid and control the rotation too, because people rotate into this. They put this work in their low back and they don't keep it isolated to their glutes. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So frontal plane lunges for a lot of people are really hard because they don't really understand the expectations. So you gotta coach that. Okay, same move, and you know what's coming, right? A knee lift. So you're just gonna take it to a balance move. Remember, you want a squared off hip. Press, drive, press, drive, press, drive. There are those sagittal plane arms. Just like you were an elite sprinter. That's what I want to see. So when you come up, you're here. When you're here, you're down and ready. Boom, boom, boom. Remember, you need a straight leg. Imagine you're standing on a line. Yeah. The hop, right? And what if you don't want to do the hop? You won't win the shoes. Just kidding. You might win the shoes. Let's get ready, because athletes are always ready, aren't they? Here's the hop. Boom. This is a little bit more complex because you have to organize the body a little bit more. People also tend to do this with their foot, you guys. I don't know if you can see me. See how I'm everting my ankle joint? Make sure people load weight into that whole foot. It's hard to engage here and here if you don't have stability in that foot. It's a real common error. Okay, let's do the other leg. So we're going back to the lunge in the sagittal plane. Switching legs. Tap. So you've switched legs now. The last two sequences you did on the same leg. I used my right, so now I'm going to use my left. Now here's another option. If you have people that are struggling with this, rather than allowing them to quit or feel excluded, you can alternate your legs if you need to. I've got to create self-efficacy here. So do you. We need people to be challenged, but they have to know they can do it. So I've got to set them up to be successful, but I'm not going to compromise the standard, you know? Still going to hold them to a standard. I'm just going to meet them where they are. Let's add the knee lift. It's the same leg. The next two patterns are predictable, aren't they? You know what's coming. Let's get ready, athletes. Here's the knee lift. Now there's a unilateral balance component here. If you lose your balance, just find it again. That's all you got to do. Yeah. Remember, you want precision in the movement. So if you could pull that foot up to that knee every time you rise, it's harder, but it's better. Better is always better. Tell them that. That's your coaching cue. Ready to add the power? Then we'll move to the frontal plane, and then I got some floor stuff for you. Athletes ready? Boom. Drive it up. Drive it up. Drive it up. Use those arms. Don't quit. You start to feel some fatigue. I want you to slow down, decrease your range of motion, or use a holding pattern, but don't quit. See, these are really easy. The movement patterns are. They're very athletic. I'm not asking for this at all. Okay, ready? Frontal plane. I'm coming down, by the way. Tap in. Here's a little bit more challenge for some people. Touch the floor on the inside of your foot. That will also help maintain a standard. know people will try to cheat it, right? They're like, yeah, man, I'm just gonna do these, woo! I did 500, how many did you do? Yeah, but they weren't great. So try not to stabilize with that free arm. Touch the floor, but make sure you've got a hinge in your hip with an extended spine. We'll do the same move and add a knee lift. When I teach hinge, you guys, I teach hand sandwiches. Hand sandwiches. Yeah. Ready, athletes? Check the neck for extension and check alignment of your feet. Lift, boom, lift, boom, lift, boom. Organize those legs. Yeah, nice. That is what I want to see. Remember, you've got a knee lift, so drive it and draw it up. And the pace that you move at is going to be right for you. It doesn't have to be what he does. It has to be what you do. Yeah, I know, I get that all the time. Yes. Spinal extension, you guys, remember, good eyes on the floor. Of course a Penn Stater would do it well. Of course. You guys ready for the powerful hop? All right, let me see it. I'll start with you because otherwise I'll get confused and then I'll turn around. Ready? Boom, 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 boom. Drive it up, drive it up. Yes, you can get what you want from this. And if I run into any of you, it's my own fault. Yeah. Yes. Okay, this is a triple squat burpee. No jumps. Ranges of motion can be whatever you want them to be. Elbows touching your thighs, that's the standard. Hand sandwiches, here. It's 1, 2, 3, step back, step in. 1, 2, 3, step back, step in. 1, 2, 3, step back, step in. Go for that plank. On your 1, 2, 3, see how my hands are apart? I want to get stability from my core. I don't want to create artificial stability with my shoulders. That's why I'm asking for this, okay? On your 3, 2, 1. Now, if it's right for you, 3, 2, 1, jump back burpee, come back up. If it's right for you. All right, athletes? Eyes are forward always, hands apart. 3, down. 3, 2, 1, boom. 3, 2, 1, boom. 3, try to give me some speed on that in and out burpee. Maintain tension in that lower body by not releasing all the time under tension in the lower body. Yeah, 3, 2, 1, boom. 3, 2, 1, boom. You know what's coming, right? You can add impact wherever you want it. So 3, 2, 1, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, 3, 2, got it? Those are all choices. You gotta pick what's right for you. Boom, boom, yes. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Yes. Stay with it, get breathless. Encroach that anaerobic threshold. That was fun, huh? Okay, we gotta go back to the transverse plane. And one of the moves I know that I do a lot is the twist. So wide feet. Now here's some details about this move. This is really hard for people sometimes. They do this, watch my feet. See what I mean? They have a hard time fixing their foot position. It's hard for people to move in this plane of motion. That's what we call rotational movements. When people do them well, it's the X factor, baby. Not everybody's got it. That's okay. We can work with that. So this interval is a little bit of a recovery. I know, right? So if you want to actively move, you can. Now, same movement, but you're going to bring the heels of your hands together, right in front of your sternum. Let your elbows drop. And it's going to be slow right here. Now, this is really hard for people too, because they want to do this, and they want to do this, right? So you want to try and move in opposition. It's a hard skill, and as people fatigue, they'll do this. They'll let their scapula go. I need that scapula down and closed. Yes. Okay. If you want to move, you can, I would. The last one is fast, fire, rotation, tight, engaged, eyes forward, focus. One. Yes. Pull your hands across your midline. Don't let the shoulders elevate and the palms drop. You got to draw opposite of that. Yes. That's it. Keep dragging, you're almost there. Not quite. Yeah, that was good. All right. Who knows what time it is? Okay, we're going to the ground. So come on down. Top leg crosses over bottom leg. I know the carpet isn't super comfortable. You're just gonna hold this. Okay, here is an option. You can drop that knee. Here's what I want you to realize about the side plank. The foundational move for side plank is top leg in front of bottom. And then look down. When you're coaching your participants, as a coach, I gotta walk around and I gotta look at them like this. I can't see them from the stage, you know what I mean? Or the front of the room. You want a heel to toe connection. So it's top leg in front of bottom. That's the foundational move for a side plank. A lot of people just go right to the stacked. Pick the one you want. I'm gonna be with foundational. It's a lift and a lower. Your hand needs to be on your hip or you need to reach it up. I'm looking for engagement right here. I don't want engagement necessarily exclusively from here. Head has to stay aligned and your hips will come out of alignment with your neck at the top of the range. Take your time. Awesome, this looks exactly right. Hold your head up, you guys. You know how sometimes people do this with their head? Right? So we've got to keep our eyes on the horizon. Okay, you're gonna hold the top leg up, point your toes, so plantar flex the ankle. I need a ton of tension in that top leg. It's just a static hold. Elbows aligned under your shoulder. Reset, rise. Dig into that bottom heel and side of that foot. Regression. Just don't quit on me unless there's pain. Pain is always a deal breaker, isn't it? Yeah, always. Okay, before we switch to the other side, you're gonna go to forearm plank. So remember, I'm not looking for this for your forearm plank, I'm looking for this. You can blade, fist, or flat. Blade, fist, or flat. Blade, fist, or flat. Got your forearm plank? Now with your right arm, reach. Left arm, reach. Right arm, reach. Left arm, reach. Here's what you need to check on. As you reach, you're gonna notice a big shift in the body, right? Open up your base of support if your body's going like that, because it's not supposed to. Remember, we're trying to develop core strength right now. So if your hips are tipping, you probably have too small of a base of support for you. So you need to open those feet up. And when you open your feet, make sure your heels stay in the sagittal plane. People fall into rotation, you guys, because it's the path of least resistance. So you look at their feet and they're like here or here. Heels up. That's a coaching cue for you. Extend the arm from the forearms and the opposite leg. So you're here. Boom. Boom. how well. You're gonna notice you've got hip extension. What an awesome opportunity to use the glute maximus. You've got shoulder extension and elbow extension. What a great opportunity to use the lats. Don't miss it. Yeah. All right. Full hand plank. This won't be hard, but remember, fatigue is accumulative. So open up those hands. Here's the off ramp. Go ahead and start anytime. This is the off ramp. This is the on ramp. Draw an imaginary line between your thumbs and stabilize that. Make sure your hips are level with your shoulders. This is nothing but a garden variety plain old plank. But the key is to do it well when you're tired. Side plank, other side. Remember that sequence? Here it comes. Oh, switching. So you want to make a choice with your foot. Top leg in front. Lift. Stabilize that. Reach high. You got it. It's just a held lift. You want more? Stack your feet. Long as the core is engaged. And again, these aren't really that hard, but I like them in this duration because there's challenge based on time, but people have the opportunity to get coached too. So often plank isn't really coached. It's just kind of, go to plank. Nice job.
Rest.
Okay, this is the lift and lower. This is the lift and lower. So you can either have the front top leg in front. I know these are moves you've seen before, but remember the coaching cues. Alignment, a core engagement, obliques, serratus anterior, lift, lower, lift. You want a little bit more? Stack those feet. Stack those feet. That's it. Lift and lower, lift and lower. Great. Now after this sequence, you guys, we have a challenge. So you're gonna have to get back up. You have one more side plank exercise. Hold your head up. Make sure you can see me.
Rest.
This is the abducted hip. This is the last one. And then you're gonna carefully rise, okay? Be cautious of changes in your blood pressure when you rise. Forearm, set your plank. Choices, here, here, or here and here. Engage, dig in. You should feel tension here. The quad should be challenged. Be sure you don't rotate your toe out. Point your foot forward. Dorsiflex that ankle. Okay. Carefully rise. Slightly place your right foot in front of your left. Hand sandwich. Fingertips to the floor only. Rise. 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 So this is an offset stance squat. What that means is you have weight evenly distributed through both feet, okay? So it's not a lunge, it's a squat. That's why your feet look like this. Touch and reach. The right foot is slightly in front of the left. Okay, a squat, weight is distributed evenly. In a lunge, weight is not distributed evenly. Okay? That's the difference between those two moves. We say squat for lunges and exercise all the time. Now you've got a lift with a hop. With a hop. When you reach your arms up, get them up there. You're the smartest kid in class. You ready, athletes? Yes. Land soft and make sure weight comes into that. Hold that foot. Don't short me on touching the floor. All the way down, and one foot is slightly in front of the other. Hand sandwiches, remember. Spinal extension. Stay with it. Keep those feet organized. Now we're adding rotation. See why this class is only 45 minutes? That's all you need. You're gonna rotate to the outside and in. Your right outside. Looks like this. Go. That rotation adds a completely different element. When you come back to the front, my expectation is exactly what I taught you in round 1. Yeah. Ready to try the other side? You're like, please, can we do a filler move? No. We're gonna do it, because this one's easy. Offset stance, hand sandwiches, reach up. So, on this one, this 40-second interval gives you an awesome opportunity to floor coach this move. Nice, great job with that hand sandwich. Make sure that back foot, you don't want to stand on a tightrope. You want to stand on railroad tracks for this. So make sure that back heel is down, and if it's not down, you probably need to open up your base of support, okay? That's how you're gonna do this perfectly. Perfect, what? Okay, here comes the hop. Here comes the hop. So you're gonna rise. Are you set? Athletes are always ready. Back heel is loaded. You can turn that back foot slightly out. Boom. Make sure you load that back heel. Up, down, up, down. See how the music makes coaching this so much easier? And you can work at your own pace. You don't have to add the impact if you don't want to. You can just reach, but I do want you to touch the floor as long as it's pain-free. Even if it's hard. Try it. Remember, 1 foot. See how when I touch the floor, I have one hand on the front and one hand on the inside, and my other foot is way back there? This time you're gonna rotate towards the outside. When you come back in, you look just like this. Boom. So adding the movement is absolutely a game changer with respect to precision. It makes this so hard, but that's okay. Yes. Yeah. Let me see what I got time for with you. We got time for one more. Can you come to the floor for the ultimate put crunch? The ultimate crunch? Yeah. Okay, you're gonna be back lying. This is kind of a recovery move, so I'm not super worried about intensity here as much as I am control. So I know we started. Palms face up, you guys, don't bend those wrists. Pick the level that you can stabilize. I realize that this is not right for everybody's low back, but here's the deal. If it is right for your low back, do it, right? There's a lot of people that can do. So I am always concerned about what is not right. Okay, so that's the scissor. Now you're gonna perform the scissor, and every time you come up, fingertips only, like you're being fingerprinted behind your head. Point your elbows slightly up, and as you scissor, flex your spine. So it's spinal flexion with hip flexion. Just control the move. Yeah, looks just like that. So it just looks like this. Yes. I don't do a lot of crunches in my classes, but I want to tell you something. People like them. We're never going to get away from that. People like them. So I do them, not every time, and you can always regress that movement. Okay, now you're going to hold it. Do any of you do any musculoskeletal testing? This is one of the protocols. May not be right for everyone, but just do it if it is. You're just going to hold those legs and hold that crunch. This is just an iso crunch. You want more? You want a little bit less? You want something in between? Just maintain tension in the abdominal wall and in
lengthen the quads. It's not a hard move, but to do it well is a challenge.
Rest.
Yeah. Nice job. Let's stretch or transition out of this workout in the same time frame. The music isn't really relaxing and chill, but let's get side.
Work hard.
Grab the shoelaces and just stack your feet, your knees, excuse me. Oh. I like to be as specific in my exercise selection as I can be. So you're just wanting to stabilize that knee joint, making sure that you're not pulling it out of alignment. It's a pretty easy move. Lengthen that biceps and just let your head rest there too. Yeah, pretty easy. Would you agree that this is a very reproducible workout? Absolutely. You can use equipment. I do this format, like I said, let's roll onto our back. Pull that same knee right into your chest. Flex and point your toe, so dorsal and plantar ankle flexion. So these are static stretches. Of course you know that. Drop that foot and lift that leg straight up, and then plantar and dorsiflex that ankle. Then we're going to transition into a figure 4 stretch. So just drop that foot on top of the thigh, push the knee away, and check to make sure your chin is tucked. And then you're going to reach through, grab the hamstring, and just pull that knee towards your chest. These are all very athletic, easy to perform stretches. And that's what you want to do. You want to create a really inclusive environment. Go ahead and roll over, you guys, right onto your other side. So people can work at their own pace. You can make some of those moves a little bit more dancey. I use that protocol with my active aging adults all the time. I don't do the moves I did with you, but the time frames, absolutely. My favorite population is chair. I've learned a lot from those adults. My name's Irene, and they love that. All the men sing me, "Good night, Irene," all the time. So I always pretend like it's the first time I ever heard it. I'm gonna have you drop that head down onto that biceps and lengthen the quad, and then open up your shoulder and biceps here as well. So to keep with the content, flavor, and style of this workout, go ahead and lie onto your back and pull your knee to your chest. If you want to protect your low back just a bit, you can always pull that foot in, but if it's not a problem, just keep that leg long. You want to maintain the style of the athletic appeal. If you want to maintain the style of dance, you're going to stick with the dance theme. If you want to maintain the style of something that's a little bit more theme-based, and I use this protocol with the suspension trainer, I use this with kettlebells, I use this with dumbbells, I use this with partners, I use this format with medicine balls, any tool that you have. Let's lengthen that leg, point and flex. Now your heart rate should be returning to a more normal level, elevated from when you came in. Were any of you in the suspension training session earlier? Some of you were. Do you remember the question about heart rates between men and women? Any of you? There was a question, how come the heart rates in those research studies, the women's heart rates were higher than the men's? I wanted to raise my hand and go, because women's hearts are smaller. That's why. That was the answer to that. Okay, go ahead and take it to that figure 4. Reach through, grab that hamstring, and you can bend that knee or fully extend your knee joint, whatever you prefer. So the workouts, there's probably 80 of them in that book up there. Go ahead and roll right up into a seated position. And I would highly recommend that you use the music associated with this workout. It's Tabata Boot Camp, and that just so happened to be, I think, number 6. So it's all pre-formatted. You may not love the music, but it works really well. And then I don't have to sit there and watch a stopwatch or blow a whistle, and I can actually visually demonstrate, because this is more of a group fitness workout. You can coach this and make it more of a group exercise. You know the difference? Orange Theory, group exercise. Group fitness, right? Did you get the two differences right there? Yes, okay.
So I would definitely be able to demo these movements because people need to see them because the duration is so long, they need to see them, and plus there's so much choreography in them. Do you have any questions about any of the, it's easy, isn't it, to implement? If you've got the music and you keep the movement pattern simple, just follow the planes of motion with respect to exercise selection. I think we should keep it athletic because that's easier to do. And then the intensity options you give with respect to the progressions and regressions. So people can make choices based on what they want to do. On-ramps and off-ramps, I call them, as opposed to going, beginners do this. Advanced people do this, because that labels people, and then I'm not creating an inclusive environment, and I want an inclusive environment. I want everyone to feel like they belong, no matter what their skill level is. Again, we don't want to change the standards for people. That's why we touch the floor and then rise, as opposed to go, oh, well, you know, I'm just gonna do this move. No, here's how you do it. You gotta touch the floor, and that's why you need to teach people how to make a hand sandwich, because otherwise they will just touch the floor, right? So we have to maintain and protect the integrity of the biomechanics, but you gotta do all that and still keep it fun. How do you do that? So you just deliver those floor cues as you move through. Good? I hope that met your expectations and I hope you enjoyed it. Yes? Okay. We have a pair of shoes to award a winner. How are we gonna do that?
Give them to me.
Oh, you know what? You're getting them. She got them. I love it. Come on, you guys, you gotta get assertive. Is that okay with you? Does that work? You're like, whatever, just give them to her. Thank you so much, you guys, for your time. I appreciate it very much. All you have to do is take a picture with me. Thanks so much.